Uh,
Uh,
I just got kicked out of the chat. What the hell
no,
happened?
nope. You're the opposite of kicked out of the chat. You're in the
Oh,
only
okay.
chat that matters. What's up?
All right. So, how's it going, Vosh? First and foremost, nice to talk to you.
I'm doing great. You were saying you were really hurting my feelings with some of the stuff you were saying in the
Well,
chat.
look,
Okay.
dude, that's exactly how I feel. Okay, because I saw that dumb fucking video on Twitter where someone was praising you because you said all these Bernie or Buster people are being fucking emotional and illogical. There's no fucking choice. And then you went on to make like the dumbest fucking argument I've ever heard. You said not voting for Biden is a passive vote for Trump. What in the actual fuck is a passive vote? That's not a fucking thing. You made that up. That's not a fucking thing. No one has ever. All right, if I go to turn off the light, can I passively turn off the light? No, I either flip the switch or I fucking don't. Right? That's just the fucking options you have. Yes or no, right? But you're saying that me not voting for Biden is aiding Trump. Would you rather me vote for Trump? And you know what? I'll give you. You did say that. You did say that you were.
Wait, is there an argument we want to start off with?
Well, here's my argument. My argument is this: you can't immediately fold. That's what you did. You immediately folded. You didn't. You're not even in a position where you need to do that. You live in California. Like you could vote for third party, and California will still go to Biden. So what that tells me is that you're a hack.
Okay, so your argument is that I'm a hack.
Or that you're or that you
how we actually like start with making an argument rather than you like repeating to me verbatim all the stupid shit you typed up in chat. Okay. So yeah, what is your contention here?
That you can't fold.
What do you mean by fold?
Actually, like, all right. So you conceded, or Bernie conceded, right? And we all supported Bernie because we believe that he's aligned with us the most, right?
Yeah, he's a pretty cool dude.
Okay, but he didn't win. Biden's gonna win. Okay.
Well, hey,
Biden
careful.
should not.
He can still win. Don't give up that easy.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, okay. Biden should have to make concessions towards us. It should not be a compromise from us to him. That's how it always goes. Democrats are more willing to compromise.
I need to know what I'm arguing against. Are you going to be voting for Biden?
No.
Okay.
Not until he makes concessions.
Okay.
Not until he makes concessions.
Okay. So immediately, like you're framing this argument dishonestly. When you say we can't give up that easily, we need to get concessions out of them. We can't like fold that easily. The implication of your language is that you aren't actually going to not vote. You will vote for Biden, but you're going to maintain a position of distance and strength until that point, so you can try and force concessions out of them. If you're making the argument that if they don't give those concessions, that you're still not going to vote for Biden, then I take an issue with that. Yeah.
Okay, so again, I'm not voting for Biden unless he makes concessions.
Okay, what if he doesn't make any concessions? Why wouldn't you vote for Biden?
I'm not voting for him.
Why?
Because it's not going to aid the country.
Wait, so do you believe that Biden and Trump would be the same?
Okay, now you guys are doing the whole lesser of two evils.
What? Yeah, okay. No, yeah, I'm a consequentialist. Of course I am. Yeah, almost everything we do politically is a lesser of two evils.
We have gone down this road before. You can look at a history book. Every time that we've gone lesser of two evils, what happens?
Wait, so when we go greater of two evils, we typically get better outcomes?
When you go lesser of two evils, you create the greater evil.
No,
Bill Clinton led to George
Trump
Bush.
Doesn't exist, and by voting for Biden, Trump exists?
No. Bill Clinton led to George Bush, right?
Wait, hold on. Wait, I don't need a bunch of like dumb fuck like misappropriated history lessons to be thrown my way. Okay, listen. Right now, we have a choice between Trump and Biden. Those are the only two people who are capable of taking the Oval Office in 2021. We have to make a choice as to who goes there. Do you believe that both of them are equally capable of leading the nation with our interests in mind? With knowing that Biden is markedly superior than Trump in a number of positions?
No.
Okay. So since I am presented two options, and one of them is better than the other, I take the preferable one. I recognize that the lesser of two evil... Well, no, it's not a third option. The third option isn't actually a third option at all. It's a secondary to whatever the first two options are. I believe in acting outside of the system to affect positive change, even if I do vote for Biden. So I can vote for Biden and then say, hey, we probably shouldn't capitulate to the system forever. Let's try a grassroots populist movement to get another powerful lefty involved in 2024.
We just did that. that. We just fucking did that.
And we got closer than we've ever gotten in the history of the United States to having any kind of real
and
socialist
Bernie
agenda
immediately
implemented.
fucking folded for 5 years off of Medicare. Are you fucking kidding?
Wait, what?
The concession for dropping the Medicare age from 65 to 60. Ooh, shit, 5 years. We're getting there, guys. Do you understand that the world's basically on fucking fire?
What did that have to do? Wait, what did that have to do with anything I just said?
You're saying that it's we're closer than we've ever gotten before.
Yes, Bernie's 1 month ago with Bernie's campaign. This is the closest America has ever gotten to a meaningful socialist agenda being passed in the presidency. Now, does that mean we won? Of course it doesn't. But it is the closest we've gotten, and it was done through populism and grassroots movements.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That is capital. That is political capital. Bernie had an opportunity to say, "Look, my people will probably not support you unless you make concessions," right? But instead he folded.
Why would he do that?
Immediately.
Why would he do that? You realize that if Bernie withheld his appraisal and tried to threaten or blackmail the DNC with his populist voter base, that we would have been lambasted for allowing
They're
Trump to
gonna
win
do that
again?
anyway.
No,
Vosh.
they aren't going to do the same
They're
extent.
gonna do that
No.
anyway.
This is the same dumb fuck lie I get here repeated by tankies over and over and over again. That there's no difference whatsoever in what the media reception is going to be between us actually voting for Biden losing anyway and us actively protesting against Biden and Trump winning anyway. There is a huge difference in the extent to which our media message is getting controlled in those two different scenarios. Okay, it's so frustrating. What you're arguing essentially is like the media is going to shit talk us no matter what. We might as well do every dumb fuck bad PR thing possible. No, one of the reasons why Bernie Sanders was able to get the movement that he did is because he was able to leverage the media far more effectively than leftist movements have in the past. Bernie did far fucking better than Black Lives Matter
Because
did.
he's
Bernie
nice.
did far because he's nice. Bernie did far better than Occupy
that
Wall
got
Street
him
did.
nothing.
Bernie did better than fucking Frederick Douglass did. Bernie did better than any other meaningful leftist movement in the past because he was willing to acknowledge that you have to move within the system to get anything even approximating a decent shot at the media.
Okay, and what do we got? We got Bernie already conceding, and we have 5 years off of Medicare, and some people might get like their tuitions fixed, kinda.
Yeah, damn sucks.
that's
Guess we better
dog
keep
shit.
trying 4 years from now and not like
You
throw
know,
our
look,
votes in
if
the
you
meantime.
vote for Biden, Biden is gonna kill, let's say, 250,000 innocent civilians with the drone strikes. Trump's gonna kill 350,000. Do you really think?
Wait, are you about to make fun of me for saying that I'm willing to save 100,000 lives by voting for someone I don't like for?
No.
Are you gonna make fun of me for that?
Do you think those people give a fuck who killed 250 or 350?
Yes,
Do you
I think 100,000 people
they're
would
gonna
care
hate us
very much.
Either way, Bosch, they're gonna hate us either way. That's what I'm
Wait,
trying to say.
what? Wait, are you literally saying the lives of 100,000 people aren't relevant? What the fuck are you
I'm
talking
saying
about?
That the living people, the people that remain, the survivors of all the attacks that are going to happen, whether we have Trump or Biden, they're still going to hate us.
I don't make this. I don't choose my political outcomes based on fucking like how people are going to think of me personally afterwards. If I can vote for Biden and it's going to lead to fewer deaths than voting for Trump and it doesn't materially harm my interests,
Fucking hate you. They don't care.
they're gonna hate us either way. If your argument is true, why not just save the lives?
That they're gonna hate us. That's what I'm trying to say about the fucking media. They're always gonna hate us.
No.
It doesn't matter what we
Wait,
do.
no. Because there's a huge difference
same
between how the
fucking thing.
media is going to
It's
treat
the same
somebody like
fucking
you and how the media treats somebody like Bernie. Bernie recognized, because he's not a fucking idiot like half the lefties on Twitter right now, that it is actually possible to get decent coverage from the media. The media was not during his entire campaign just running shit fucking shots at him, taking
What are
every
you
single blow they could.
talking about?
No. Quit essentializing and quit reducing incredibly complicated political situations to whatever fits your narrative. There were plenty of instances where Bernie was given a
when Warren
comparatively
got on
fair
st-
shot by the media,
Bernie.
and the reason why is because he didn't just throw them in the garbage because he assumed he was never going to be popular with them anyway. Bernie was
Warren
smarter than
called
you
him
and
a
smarter than Kyle
fucking
Kalinske.
misogynist.
What?
Warren essentially called him a misogynist.
Wait, do you follow my
On-
channel? I covered all this shit. Do you think that every single news... Wait, listen. Do you think every single news site and every single media commentator was taking every possible opportunity to shit talk Bernie for the entirety of his election cycle?
If they had the opportunity, they would take it.
No, then you're
Absolutely.
then you're an idiot. Media coverage is way more complicated than that. This is the kind of reductionist takes that make you people completely politically ineffective. You're not capable of understanding the nuance necessary to engage with complicated systems, so you throw it all out the window and you just whine on Twitter and refuse to engage with any of the fucking complexities of political engagement.
Okay, we're talking about complexity and nuance and all that shit. Okay, look, I can read a history book. Okay,
Don't wait. Don't pivot. We're talking about what's
no,
practical right now.
I'm not. Okay, all right. I'm not pivoting. This isn't a pivot. It's just a point. Okay. So, when we got Bill Clinton, easily center right, easily.
No.
And
Wait. No.
Bill Clinton is not center right. We consider him right wing.
What? No. Bill
up.
Clinton, for his time, was a comparatively progressive Democrat. Maybe like very slightly so, like a little bit, very slightly left of center. To like, I don't get like historical like relativism. Like for his time, like no, he was comparatively progressive. There were much like worse candidates at that time.
If you're talking, okay, so what was Bernie then? If he was progressive,
Bernie has always been like insanely far to the left compared to like the average like political position.
Okay, okay, would you consider Bernie progressive back then?
Yeah, of course. Well, yeah, like relative to his time back then, yeah, even more so. He was like a trans mecha dude. Like,
okay, so you just compared Bill Clinton to Bernie. You
no
just
way, wait, what?
Title.
I also drink water like Bill Clinton. Am I comparing myself to Bill Clinton? What the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, you just said that Bill Clinton was progressive for his time.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was Bernie?
Much more progressive. You realize you're being even more reductive now than you were before, right?
Get the fuck out of here. You can't say that Bernie was just much more progressive.
Yeah, significantly more. Like by degrees of magnitude.
Progressive.
Yeah, sure, the progressive.
And
whatever
Bill Clinton
like term.
Was center fucking right. He even called it triangulating. That's a fucking thing.
What? Wait, what? What about triangulating?
Like he was like, I'm not like those guys, or I'm not like those guys. I'm somewhere in the middle.
He politically postured like every politician in all of human history.
Okay, and all right, and then he passed NAFTA, obviously, right wing.
Yeah. Wait. No. You can't boil down political decisions that simply. Everything is right wing to you and I because you and I are both fucking communists, obviously. But in order for us to reasonably process how political and historical discourse took place within its time, in its context, we can't just be like, oh yeah, this right wing, this right wing. For example, do you know what? Wait. Here's a question. Just I'm testing you, okay? Don't ask, don't tell. How would you consider that position to be, like relative? Like
the don't ask, don't tell. That was about like being gay in the military, correct?
Yeah. Like you'd get kicked out of the military if you were gay, but like don't ask people, don't tell people. If it found out that you're gay, you get kicked out. But
okay, you should be allowed to be open and not like honest as yourself. So I would consider that a very okay, no. I know you agree. I'm just saying that to me is like an incredibly like restrictive and reductive form of policy, and I would call that conservative. So I would consider that right wing.
Okay, but for that time, the alternative to don't ask, don't tell was if you're a fag, get out. That's what the alternative was. So in the context of the discourse at the time, don't ask, don't tell was a comparatively progressive policy. Now, is it progressive by today's standard? Of course not. It's fucking horrible. But if I want to be highly reductive, like there were no progressives back during like the Clinton's era, except for Bernie Sanders, because that dude's a fucking
legend.
Yeah, because he's a fucking legend. Yeah, but I can't do that, and I have to recognize the political process within an electoral system is way more incremental than that.
Okay, so this will be like our disagreement then. See, when I measure things, I measure them from the perspective of where I'm at. Okay,
then everything's right
way. All of history that way. No, hold on. I measure all of history in the same sense. I don't move the window. For the Overton window. For me, you're either here, you're in the middle, or you're over here. And I don't even really like middle people, to be fair. But what my point was that Bill Clinton was the Biden of his time, and that led to George Bush.
No, that's not how it works. You can't just say one thing leads to another like that. The presidency of the United States of America is literally the most consequential position in the history of the entire planet. Mm-hmm. It's not as simplistic as like one person just leads to the next person.
But it's a pattern, is all I'm saying. We went from Clinton to Bush, and then we got Obama, now we're at Trump. The pendulum has been constantly swinging between center and right wing for the past 20 plus years, easily.
But that's always how it's...
Actually, let's say 30. Let's just say 30.
How it's been. Yeah, people get... If you have a Republican in office, people get mad at Republicans because now they're at fault for everything, and then you vote for a Democrat, and then Democrats are in office, and they get fucking shit talk because they're responsible for everything going wrong now. It's always been back and forth.
I want to say this, too. I'm not a Democrat, okay? I'm not. If anything, I was a Bernie-crat. I I only registered as Democrat to vote for him. No one else lined up with me. And I know
I
that we're all the
don't,
same.
I don't give a shit. Biden
Okay.
is better than Trump. You're morally abhorrent if you would refrain from voting for either of those because you don't deign to improve the world unless it's with a person who meets your standard of left enough.
You won't. You're hiding the enemy. Is what you're doing when you put the fucking. You're like a wolf in sheep's clothing. That's what Biden will be. You're just saying, okay, he's
So
just
is Trump better than Biden?
Trump is the wolf without the sheep's clothing.
So wait, so do you? So just yes,
They're
no,
both
no,
wolf.
no flowery
They're both
allegory. No allegory. Which of them is worse?
You know what? I'm gonna say this. I mean, this is gonna be probably controversial. I would go out of my way to say Biden would be worse than Trump because he will allow people to have that scapegoat.
I don't accept that answer. I don't think like that's just a narrative that you can use to like conveniently justify your biases here.
The reason
There are
why-
a
you
huge
understand
number
why
of
I'm making
ways
that
in which
narrative,
there are a
though?
huge
You
number.
understand why I'm
God,
making that narrative?
climate change and the Supreme Court on their own are more than enough. But there are a number of ways in which Biden's policies are far more progressive than Donald Trump's. You know that right now, like alongside Hillary Clinton potentially back in 2016, Joe Biden is the most progressive presidential candidate to have ever won the Democratic primary. That's actually true.
Okay, fair enough. But that means nothing because he's not progressive.
Well, he is, but he is. It's relative. He is progressive compared to Trump. So I vote for Biden.
Look, all right. Let me. I just want to at least have you understand where we're coming from, because I don't think you do.
I've seen the arguments on Twitter. I promise you, I know exactly what shit heap all of your fucking positions are coming from. You just came here and argued that you wouldn't care about the deaths of an additional 100,000 people because either way, people are going to dislike you.
Those survivors of those, either way, they're like people are going to die if it's Biden or Trump.
Well, but you agreed more people would die under Trump, so saving lives is
And
good,
guess what?
right?
The people that they kill, their families will hate us the same.
That's wait, why are you sweeping the deaths of thousands under the rug?
I'm also aware of the fact that if you do...
Okay, so wait, if they hate us either way, but in one scenario, we save lives, but they hate us either way, why not go for the scenario where they hate us, but we save lives?
I want to be able to say that I did not fucking help them.
Yeah, exactly. No. See, that's exactly what I mean. Meaningless virtue signaling. You don't care about help. No, that's what it is. So you could no. So you would rather more people die as long as you get to cross your hands and say, oh, well, I wasn't involved. I think you're disgusting. I actually think you're a piece of shit. It's disgusting. So you would come into my chat and make fun of me for being like this libcuck who can't stand up to bigger leftists.
Yes.
And you're the one who's arguing unironically that your personal pride is more important than the lives of 100,000 people. In this analogy you gave to me.
Exactly. My point is that when you allow them to control the narrative saying that this guy is just better
They
than
control
Trump,
the narrative anyway. We don't control the narrative.
I don't understand how you conceded so quickly. Like that was just it was so
Concede
bizarre.
what?
To Biden, like you were.
What
like,
do you mean
I'm voting for Biden.
concede? This has always been my position. I will vote for the best presidential candidate who can win. Biden became that person when Bernie dropped out.
And you didn't even try to
What do you mean try? What specifically do you think I could have done?
I mean, there's you have a following, right? You have a decent amount of people.
I'd like to believe so,
Right.
yeah. And I want those people voting for
can reach other
Biden.
people.
Yep, because they should vote for Biden no matter what Biden does, unless he does something to make him worse than Trump, which it doesn't seem likely.
Look, I'm not here to make the argument that they're both rapists and shit like that. I think that they're both horrible guys, but my point is not you're
One
making
of them
fun
is more
or
horrible than the
calling us-
other, so I vote for the less
You're,
horrible.
yeah,
one.
you're saying that like the option of not voting for Biden is the same as voting for Trump.
No, it's not exactly
understand.
the same, but in both cases, you're increasing the likelihood of Trump winning over Biden. Not voting when you should be voting for Biden because you share Biden's values more than you share Trump's means you're increasing the likelihood of Trump winning.
I don't really even share Biden's values.
More so than
Like, how
Trump.
could-
Wait, so which values of Trump's do you believe in with regards to the differences that he has with Biden? Do you want a wall on the southern border? Do you believe that climate change is a hoax? Do you believe that trans people shouldn't be in the military? Tell me, what position exactly does Trump have that makes you less inclined to associate with Biden than him?
Look, I'm not. All right. Okay, fair enough. I understand what your point is. You're saying that, look, man, you're hurting these minorities. There are smaller groups that would be affected, and maybe you don't know, but I live in Ohio, right? And I'm black, 27 years old. Okay. And this is, I know it's anecdotal, but look, man, I know what the fuck it looks like here. And I don't know if it's different on the coast. I'm assuming it is. But here, people they don't give a fuck about Biden unless you give them something. And when you guys were like immediately like, let's jump on Biden's dick, what you're doing is you're just saying, well, fuck your feelings, just get in line. And that doesn't fly here. It doesn't work. You're not giving people something to vote for.
What is the
against.
alternative?
I think, okay, I think I got it. I think that you're coming at this from like a very intellectual point, which is good. I'm not knocking you for that. I understand that. But you also have to like lower, I'm not saying be stupider, but understand where everyone else is at, man.
I mean, yeah, I do, and all I can really do is argue with them one by one until they see things the way that I do. There are a lot of people who are too prideful or emotionally invested to recognize that if we're trying to prevent the greatest amount of harm, we vote for Biden. Now, if we want, now if we aren't, I'm not satisfied with Biden. It's not like I like Biden. I think he's a fucking disgusting piece of shit. But that doesn't matter to me. I would vote for if it was a race between Hitler and Hitler, except he like wanted to implement like some green zoning laws. I would vote for the second Hitler. To me, it's just one part of a larger equation of political engagement where I have to maximize the well-being that I can engage in. I want to engage in other forms of political efficacy during and before the Biden or Trump presidency. I don't think we should just capitulate to Biden exclusively, but I don't think we get anything out of trying to hold the DNC hostage because it makes us look like a bunch of like privileged, entitled dipshits. Which makes it really easy to scapegoat.
I hate that fucking argument. I hate that fucking argument.
It makes it look
like the dumbest argument.
But you literally made the argument. You prioritized your emotional involvement over the deaths of hundreds of thousands of people. That's an argument from privilege.
It's not an argument from privilege. It's an argument from history. When we need to be able to say that we were fighting against that in the future.
We weren't. By not voting, you're taking the ultimate act of cowardice.
When you vote for him, you're saying that you're okay with the Iraq war. That's what you're saying.
No, you're not. If you're not voting, you're saying you don't care whether or not the 100,000 people die. You don't have to vote for Biden as a tacit endorsement. I care about the people
that have already died as well, Vosh.
You can't bring them back. We already agree that having Trump in office would be more harmful than having Biden in office. That's all this is. There isn't some grand moral calculus where we have to honor the souls of the dead in Iraq by not voting for Biden. We aren't tainting our souls by voting for Biden. The ultimate act of cowardice is to not vote and allow worse things to happen because we're not willing to engage with the moral nuances of modern politics.
Okay, and again, this is the issue that I'm having is that you keep you're making it a vote against Trump. That's what it is. It's just a vote against Trump, right?
Yeah, that's all I care about. Yeah.
But that's not gonna
I don't care. I don't like Biden. Like I'm not this isn't about Biden as a candidate.
I know. But what I'm saying is that that's not gonna get voters to vote.
That's the
people like to
wait. You've pivoted now. We're arguing about whether you and I should vote for Biden. If we're talking about rhetorical strategies that I can adopt to get other people to vote for Biden, I'll be working on that over the next 6 months. I got my Biden merch, baby. I got the shirt. I got the hat. I'm riding with Biden. I'm gonna be up here. I'm gonna give people great arguments. Okay.
I'm gonna do my all right. I'm gonna try to make this as concise as possible. You can't give people you can't just say vote against Trump by voting for Biden. You have to give some people a reason to vote for Biden.
But again, this is the issue we were talking about. Right now we're talking about rhetorical effectiveness. Earlier we were talking about whether or not we should vote for Biden.
No.
If you capitulate, we should vote for Biden, then we can have the conversation. How do we get people to do that?
Well, look, what I'm saying is that you can't make Biden take on any progressive policies if you already said I'm voting for you.
I don't think we could move him on that anyway.
Okay, well, dude, that's you're just washing your hands. You're like, hey man, you know what the fuck are you gonna do? That's a loser.
I'm not. There's still plenty of things I can do. I have a channel. I'm going to work my best to try and move people over to socialism so they'll vote. Maybe if Bernie 2.0 comes around in 2024, maybe they can throw their votes there instead of behind whatever fucking Pete Buttigieg Warren 2.0 comes up that time around, okay? But that doesn't change the fact that right now, Biden is better than Trump. That's my voting.
I don't understand why you won't why you're against using the like Bernie had an opportunity, but he didn't want to do it. I'm assuming
think there's
Bernie's
a
just
reason?
beat up. I'm just assuming that Bernie's beat up.
Do you
and he's
think there might
tired.
be a reason the like 100-year-old incredibly like long-standing maverick and independent senator who's had decades of experience navigating politics when the world was against him might have a decent idea on how to conduct optics concerning like a leftist campaign? Or do you think this is one of the things that really bugs me? All these people who are like, yeah, Bernie's a king, and then Bernie drops out, endorses Biden. All of them are like, fuck Bernie. I know more than he does about how to run.
No. I'm not like fuck Bernie, man.
There are a
I'm
lot of
mad.
fucking people who are like that, and they're really pissing me off, I gotta say.
I'm not like, well, look, like, you can't call him Bernie or bust, and then they're like, fuck Bernie. We still like Bernie, but it's not Bernie. It was his policies, positions. But what I'm saying is that if you tell Biden I'm going to vote for you, then he won't concede. Now you've already said that you don't think he's going to help us anyway.
No,
like,
I don't think the
he's gonna
DNC. I
compromise.
don't think the DNC is going to look at a bunch of like lefties on Twitter and think like, "Oh shit, time for us to capitulate and hurt the interests of our capitalist donors, or else they'll not vote for us." Statistically speaking, like fucking Bernie supporters don't even come out and vote anyway. Most of the older people who voted for Bernie during the primaries are going to switch to Biden anyway. The people who are angriest are the young ones, and young people don't vote. There's no material reason why the DNC would capitulate on these positions because of like our engagement. I'm pretty sure Bernie has a better understanding of what leverage he has going into like Milwaukee and to the extent to which he can influence Biden's policies than we do. And if he's like drawn the line there, I'm not going to presumptuously assume that like me raging on Twitter is going to be like the next step. What I'm concerned about right now is there's a very decent chance that we're going to lose to Trump. And if we do, people are going to blame us for it. Not just a few media outlets, not just a lot of media outlets, but every single non-leftist is going to look at us and our temper tantrum and think that we're the lunatics who are too morally pure, too willing to abstain.
They already did that though, man. They already
No, they
that.
didn't. They can do it worse. It can happen worse.
90% last time, but now
No,
it's
it wasn't
gonna be
90%. No,
100%.
come
God,
on.
big difference.
It was not 90%. Do you think it would have been worse back in 2016 if Bernie hadn't campaigned relentlessly for Hillary?
Oh, what? They already say that Bernie didn't help her.
Some people
been
do.
the
Not all.
narrative.
You again with the essentialization. Just because there are some dumb fuck neolibs who are going to blame us no matter what, doesn't mean we can't make that situation much worse. We will alienate people if we actually Bernie or bust, because it will make it increasingly likely that a greater number of people will hold us responsible for Trump's victory. Nobody will want to be a part of the left after that. Bernie got people over to the left by projecting a strong message of solidarity. He rarely insulted or criticized people, and he was the most successful leftist advocate in the history of the country. I would rather stand by his message, recognizing that we have to work within the system and pull people over when we get the shot, rather than declaring ourselves
We don't have
antagonists
time
to
for
the
that,
system.
though, man. That's the issue.
It doesn't matter if we have time.
Gradualism
The
doesn't
other
work.
way is going to hurt us worse. It's like, we don't have time to get you to the hospital. Here, smash your face against this wall until you pass out. Like, just because one thing is faster doesn't mean that it's going to work better.
No, I'm saying, like, all right, I'm of the belief that if necessary, we need to let the Democratic Party die. We need to let it die.
We're so far off of whether or not we should vote for Biden or Trump.
No. But this is kind of like it's a part of it. I'm saying, like, we should just let it, like, Bernie or bust. Let it. I don't like to say
So
Bernie
you
or
want
bust.
like
I
the
think that sounds
Republicans to
stupid.
win for 40 more years?
No, I want the fucking Democratic Party to just die, and like everyone to understand that no matter who fucking wins, Wall Street's going to be doing just fucking fine.
Okay,
They're not gonna give
but
a
you know who?
fuck.
Yeah, Wall Street's going to do fine. You know who's not going to do fine? Every minority in this country.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, as a minority,
I don't care. I don't care. You
don't
you don't speak for all minorities. I don't give a shit if you are the black who's okay with Republicans running things for 40
You
years.
speak for all minorities.
I just don't care. It's irrelevant. You realize that if the
thank you.
Democratic Party
as long as
collapsed,
it's an irrelevant argument, okay, that's fine. As long as it's an irrelevant argument.
Republicans would be running things for decades. We would have a 7-7 Supreme Court. You know that, right?
been-
Or sorry, 9-9 Supreme Court.
No, it's like, yeah, I was about to say that.
nine.
But I'm just saying this, man. We're fucked either way. But at least if it's the fucking Republican in office, then people can actually like see the
We're
evil,
not
rather
fucked
than
either
letting it
way.
hide.
No, God, what is with this essentialism? We're not fucked either way. We can work within the Democratic Party.
No, we can't.
Yeah, we
No,
can.
can't. Bernie
Came.
proved it.
Bernie came close, and this was the. Oh, God, I can't. How can you possibly look at the results of one of the most successful leftist attempts at governance in the history of this country and think, oh, well, this clearly didn't work. Time to destroy any chance of a progressive getting in office for the next half century. How is that a logical response?
Okay. The result of what exactly was Bernie's result?
Bernie has done more to move people over to the left than any other human being in the history of this country. By far. The extent to which he has moved the discourse over to socialism is unparalleled. Nobody, not even Martin Luther King, has even come close. His legacy is going to be remembered for centuries, and he would never have been able to do any of it if he was as black-pilled as you are.
Okay, so I'm talking about like the actual result, like tangible shit, not just, obviously, yeah, some
tangible.
more people. Okay, more people are like left leaning or open to Medicare.
Fine,
for
Hillary
all.
Clinton
But
had to
what's
move her
gonna happen
entire
when we get-
policy proposals over in 2016 to match
but
his,
when-
and everyone in the debate stage in 2020 were trying to copy him.
And where does Biden stand?
Do you know factually where Biden's positions would be if Bernie Sanders hadn't moved the goalposts over the past 5 years?
I'm sure that it's probably the same, like ACA. I'm pretty sure that's what he'd say. We're going to go back to ACA.
He wants a
which was
public
already
option.
shitty.
Excuse me.
But we already know that the public option's a fucking sham.
No. Again, God, the reductionism. No. Do you think anyone would be talking about a public option if Bernie Sanders hadn't moved the discourse over?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's a half measure, dude. You're asking for half measures.
Yeah, because it's better than nothing. Okay, again, you keep falling back on, well, it's not perfect, so better throw everything to Republicans for 40 years.
No, I'm saying that a half
asked
measure
me-
is not better than nothing.
Yeah, wait, I'm sorry. Wait, hold on. That statement was so stupid. I need you to run it by me one more time.
Listen.
What isn't better
When
than what?
when
Repeat it again,
everything's
just
on
like you
the
did.
line-
Sing me the story again. What isn't better than what?
Listen, this
isn't the same sentence that you just said.
Half measures, and half measures only lead to more Trumps.
No, half measures are better than nothing. You know what? Wait, so if that argument of yours was correct, if that argument of yours was correct, then don't ask, don't tell in the military would have led to like all gay people being kicked out. You know what it led to instead? Gays being allowed in the military. Sometimes progress is incremental.
Yes, gradualism, right? Okay,
It happens that way. Not everything is like, oh, well, you either have the revolutionary correct option or everything just falls back into the dirt.
Look, when we go half measure, a Republican will get in office and he will tear it down.
Okay, then
We already
wait,
saw that with
no.
trans rights
Then at
in the
least the
military.
Republican will have to tear it down. Trump wasn't even able to get Obamacare kicked out. Trump, with the Congress and Senate behind him, Donald Trump wasn't able to repeal the ACA, and that was a half measure. The ACA was a quarter measure. For you to argue that just like everything we do that isn't a perfect response is just going to be torn down is historically inaccurate and completely counterproductive.
Okay,
you think a Republican
I'll
couldn't
give you
just
that.
tear apart Medicare for all either? There's always going to be a risk of progress being undone, but you don't even want to risk your
Medicare
ego.
for all do you think Medicare for all is stronger than public option?
Well, of course I think it's stronger than the public option.
Okay. Because if people had Medicare for all, then they wouldn't want to go or get rid of it.
They would, yeah, wait, and same with the public option. There would be a public support for in both cases. People like Obamacare too. When people are asked whether or not they like the Affordable Care Act, Republicans tend to answer yes too. Mm-hmm. Trump couldn't even remove that. If your argument is that it's easier to remove half measures, then it's better to have no measure than half measure because half measures get repealed back to a no measure, which I guess would just mean that you at least get some temporary benefit.
I guess my point is that if you it's like letting someone hit bottom.
Yeah, no. This is brainlet accelerationism. This is what if we just didn't care about anything and just let things go to shit because we don't like nuance, and when things get bad, people will suddenly be communists and everything will be good. That's not how it works. If you just let everything hit bottom, we're going to be a fucking fascist ethno-state, okay? Trust me, the people of America are not going to trend towards Bernie's side if we let all public institutions fail from Republican ownership. Why do you think Republicans have been systemically defunding, defunding and disempowering public institutions for decades, because Republicans know when the
hold on,
government
man.
fails, people will run to the Republicans, not to Democrats to fix things, not to progressives to fix things, but to Republicans who will then tell them that the reason the government failed is because government can't succeed. You are playing into their hands. We have to fight tooth and nail for every benefit that we can get, even if it fucking sucks. And Biden is a benefit over Trump. Every minute incremental policy benefit is something we have to fight for.
I would argue that what's going on right now only proves my point. We have the pandemic going on right now, and people are really interested in UBI. And we are getting these stimulus checks because things are fucking shit right now. The economy went fucking down.
Yeah, because that was a neutral pandemic. If the COVID-19 was caused because like the government ran out of money and USPS stopped, people would not suddenly be thinking of a socialist revolution. This doesn't prove your point. I agree that in instances of hardship, we can come together and realize that there are fundamental problems in our country that can be addressed with more radical policy. But COVID-19 has the benefit of not having been a product of the failure of any of our institutions. Historically speaking, when our institutions fail, people don't blame Republicans for defunding them. They just blame the government. People are fucking stupid. We can't just rely on people to make the right decisions if we take our hands off everything. We need to fight for every benefit we can get. Every single one. Even if it's Biden. Even if it sucks, even if it means that we have to get our hands dirty by voting for somebody who voted for the Iraq War, even if it means we have to compromise our cool fucking Chapo Trap House E-cred by dirtying our hands with politics that aren't as pure as Bernie's, even then, we still work. And I believe all of this because I'm a fucking leftist, because I signed up for my political positions because I believe unrelentingly in pushing for egalitarianism and the emancipation of the oppressed, even if that means doing things that don't feel that great for me personally. That's why I do the things I do. It has nothing to do with me being a fucking radlib or being a weak leftist.
It's not radlib. All right, the one disagreement that we did have is that I believe that by already saying that you're voting for Biden, you're not giving him a reason to compromise in any progressive policy. You don't think he was going to anyway, so you might as well get in line. That's our key disagreement. As far as anything else, man, I really just want anyone listening to understand that telling people to just vote against Trump won't work. You needed to give us something to vote for.
I mean, I don't want to like hammer on you, but you're empirically wrong. Democratic primary votership is up massively, and the reported reason is because people are sick of Trump and want him out. Actually, just voting Trump out of office seems to be a much more effective voter like turnout strategy than anything Bernie ever could have proposed. People on the Democrat side hate Trump more than they could ever love Medicare for all.
I can only speak from what I see, right? When it was Hillary and she picked Tim Kaine, I called it for Trump. I was like, he's going to win. I live in Ohio. I can hear the heartbeat. The fucking same thing's going to happen again.
Yeah, but people at the time, Democrats didn't think Trump was going to win. Everyone back in 2015, 2016 thought that this Trump was an amusing showpiece to indicate how the Republican Party had fallen to its knees, and Hillary was going to sweep the House and just win and just be a perfect governance for the next 4 years. Nobody could have predicted.
What if I made the argument that the same thing could happen now? People are going to think that everyone's going to vote against Trump.
Yeah, well, in 2016 I voted for Hillary, and in 2020 I'm going to be voting for Biden. So at least I'm not a part of whatever horrific fucking decisions the electorate makes.
Okay, fair enough. But
I love you. Do you want to hit us with a final meme? I probably have to read donos and massage my head.
I'm sorry about that. This is a great conversation, man. Hey, look, the only reason why I was a complete asshole was because I did want to have this talk. I really wanted to have a heart-to-heart with you because I do appreciate your intellectualism. But I just felt like you came at me from a position that I just didn't understand. But now I understand the key disagreement that we have, and I can respect that.
All right. Well, I appreciate the conversation, buddy, and I appreciate your willingness to come on stream and talk about it. Do you have a social you want to shout out before I head out?
No, not really, man.
All right. Gotcha. All right. I'm gonna read donos. I love you, buddy. Okay.
Take it easy.
Take it easy.